Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the beautiful chanting. We'll continue reading from this beautiful book called Japa by His Grace Bhurijana Prabhu. We are on the 12th chapter. This has almost 20 chapters. So we are on the 12th chapter. Krishna is capable of protecting us. Uh, this is quite interesting title as if as an information for us. Krishna is capable of protecting us, which is a known factor, but sometimes we doubt that whether Krishna can protect me. Let's read and see what's in there. We are generally not aware that the things we strive for in this world, either subtly or grossly, are anartha, contrary to our true purposes. They actually cause us misery. What we really need is our own true artha, our true wealth, love for Krishna. So the real wealth that we all must aspire is love for Krishna. Krishna is described in the first chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam as a Param Satyam, the absolute truth, as the source of the incarnation, and as majestic and all powerful. But we meet him personally for the first time in the Bhagavatam 7th chapter. Just after Ashwatthama has beheaded Draupadi's 5 sons and Arjuna has vowed to capture the assassin. Arjuna is armed with his Gandiva bow and is in close pursuit. Krishna, the absolute truth and the source of all the Purusha avatars, is driving his chariot, serving his devotee. When Ashwatthama releases a Brahmastra to protect himself, Arjuna turns to Krishna for shelter. He says, "O my Lord Sri Krishna, you are the Almighty Personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flames of material miseries can find the path of liberation in you only." This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.22. The quite three interesting paragraph where the first starting of this chapter says, what we really need is our one true artha, our true wealth, love for Krishna. There was in history, there was one great saint by the name called Desika, Vedantadesika. So it's a tradition that those days the Brahmanas go door to door, collect something, and come home, and then they cook what they got, ingredients. There are different types of bhiksha that they do. One type of, they get the ingredients, come back, and the wife makes preparation and offer it to the Lord, and they, as family, eat, and whatever remaining also, they give it, serve to others. Actually, before serving, before eating, they serve others and then eat. That's a traditional way. Not that we eat first and remaining are given to others. It's a different concept in those days, and that's a tradition way of doing. Shastra says. One time when Vedantadesika came back with his ingredients, he just gave it to his wife, and his wife, and it's all mixed: dal, rice, sabji, everything will mix together. It's not like our style of carrying ziplocs. One ziploc dal, one ziploc pakoda, one ziploc, it's all mixed together. So he gave it to his wife, and then his wife was segregating to prepare preparation. As she was doing, she called her husband and said, "Can you please come over here? I don't know what this ingredient is. I never seen this ingredient before." And he came and he saw that, and this was glittering. Few things was glittering. And then he took a stick, didn't even touch by hand, took a stick, and then, oh, these are some insects, glittering insects. Just throw them off. He just threw it. Actually, those are pearls and diamonds and things like that. Not that his wife, uh, I was telling the story to someone, and someone made a joke that what a type of a family where husband doesn't even get his wife golds and diamonds and things like that. That's not how we have to see this one. See the simplicity of the wife, see the simplicity of the husband. And another time, this Devadaanta Desika had a friend of him was a king. And then knowing the greatness of Vedantadesika, the king sent a minister with a lot of wealth in a chariot. And the minister came on the door and he said that your friend, the king, has sent you all these gifts for you to have a better life. All the wealth is for you. And then he said that I already have enough of wealth and I don't need any of this wealth. Imagine he's going for bhiksha. He doesn't have anything. But he's saying, I have greatest wealth of all the wealth. I don't need anything. You can please take this and go away. And then everyone is surprised to hear this. And what is your wealth? Well, I have my ancestors' property. My grandfather has given me, great grandfather has given me a biggest wealth. And he lives in Kanchipuram, south part of India, Kanchipuram. And yes, what's your wealth? Srinidim Nidim Aparam. Srinidim Nidim Aparam. The biggest wealth I have is Varadaraja, the Lord Varadarāja, who was given by Lord Brahma to the world. It's a story. If you read the Kanchipura Mahatmya, it's a nice story. Oh, he said, my great grandfather Brahma, everyone, and all of our great grandfathers Brahma, anyway, in one way or the other. So he has given me the biggest wealth called Varadaraja. Varam tadati iti varajaha. Varam means one who bestow all the mercies to his devotees, whatever it may be. He just gives Varam tadati varadaha varadaraja perumal. So he is there, and why do I need this artha? I have the biggest artha wealth in my life. So that's the level of grahasthas they live. I'm not talking about sannyasis here. Please understand. It's all like us grahasthas who lead their life in that manner. We have to just aspire to cultivate that consciousness. We are far away from those consciousness. We can only appreciate these things. And another point here says is in this paragraph is where therefore only you, Arjuna is praying to Krishna when Ashwatthama released the Brahmastra. He said only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the heart of your devotees. You know, in Vishnu Sahasranama, of 1,000 names, there is a couple of beautiful names called Bhayakriti, Bhayanasaha. These are names of Vishnu. Of 1,000 names, two names of beautiful names, Bhayakriti, Bhayanasaha. Bhayakriti means one who instill fear in the heart. And Bhayanashaha means, obviously, we know, Bhayanashaha means one who destroys the fear, makes one fearless. Fearless. Both is done by the Lord. It's two contradictory things, but he does both. He creates the fear in the heart of the demons, enemies, and he removes the fear from the heart of his devotees. Mm. So, any one of us have any fears in our heart? I'm sure we all have, in one way or the other, some fear. We may externally project ourselves fearless, but internally we may have some fear in our heart. It could be anything for that matter. Mm. Even for that matter, Gopikas had fears. In the separation of dire fear is totally in a higher platform. Again, that's too much for ordinary people like us. But we all have other types of fear. What will happen if I don't have a job? What will happen if my beloved is gone? What will happen, etc., etc. Right? If I don't do this one, that one, we don't know what all fear we have. Everyone fear is different. So, Bhayanasaha. We have to remember Krishna and keep chanting his name Bhayanasaha, Namaha, Bhayanasa Namaha. So when we chant his name, we become fearless. And that's a point here. Let's see here. What's the time? Okay. Arjuna has stated two things about Krishna. First, he says that Krishna has unlimited power. As Vishnu, the universe emanates from him, but that does not define the limits of Krishna's power. He has power without end. Arjuna also says that Krishna saves his devotees from fear. Bhaktanam abhayankara. Abhayankara. Bhaktanam abhayankara. Therefore, only Krishna can protect us, and He is the only true and ultimate shelter. If you remember, I think I mentioned this earlier somewhere, that Krishna has a style of protecting us. That's the only thing that we have to submit to. We cannot expect Krishna to protect in the way that we want it. If we are surrendered, let Krishna protect it the way that he wants to protect us. We don't want to dictate Krishna. Krishna, just protect me in this manner. Bullet point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this way, you do Krishna. Now we don't need to do that one. We don't need to dictate Krishna how to protect us. So he has this way of protecting us for our own benefit, because only he knows the history of who we are. We ourselves don't know who we are. We all know theoretically that we are Atma. We have taken many lifetime, birth after birth after birth, but then we don't know the history of what we are, actually speaking. We can understand to some extent by our nature, by our character, how we would have been, our vasanas. We can guess some things through our vasanas. Maybe because of this, I could have been like that. Some guessing can be done. And also, we may go to some places where they will predict and tell you who were you in your previous lives. There are places in northern side of India. You go to southern side of India. There are places where they can find the history from this. It's called Nadi Josya. And there is also there they find all this thing and tell you you were like this in your previous life. You, because of this reason, you have to take birth in America, or you have to take birth like this, etc. They will tell all these things. It's true, by the way. It's not made up thing. It's true. You can find out those things. But how far can we go? For how many lifetime back we can go? Right? So the complete history is only known by Krishna, and therefore he knows what is the best thing for us. Because when you change a doctor, you carry your medical history from one doctor to another doctor. Otherwise, you have to start fresh from everything, right? So the history is really needed. The history is only the complete history of each and every individual Atma is only known by Krishna. No one else knows. Not even great rishis. Yes. Not even the Saptarishis for that matter. Not even the Devatas. That's what Krishna also says the same thing in Bhagavad Gita also. No one knows, including the Rishis or Devatas, no one knows him. Therefore, Krishna knows when he does something to us, especially for the devotees, he is really doing the best thing for the devotee. It may be hard for us to accept it, but if we are surrendered, we accept it. What it will take for us to believe these words, to know that Krishna really will care for us fully, both in difficult times and at the most difficult time. How do we trust Him? Accepting the reality of Krishna's protection is Sharanāgati, the door to bhakti, doorway to bhakti. Without Sharanāgati, we cannot actually begin to love Krishna. This is a punch point. Punch point is Sharanāgati. If we don't surrender, then we have not started our bhakti process. Bhakti and Sharanagati go hand in hand, but we have to surrender to do anything for Krishna. If we are reserved and having some doubts and concerns and uncertainty or no clarity, then we are not fully surrendered yet. That is why we need to have the Sambandha Jnana. Sambandha Jnana is understanding the relationship between us and Krishna. Therefore, all we are trying to do now by studying and reading and hearing is to establish that Sambandha Jnana. Really speaking, that's why the acharyas have given so many books, literatures that we can read and establish Sambandha Jnana. Now that it is starting off today, is the first day of Chaturmasya. It started today. Auspicious months for next 4 months. It's not just that the last month, Kartik month, is only that we have to focus and do extra devotional services. All this 4 month, in fact, all 12 months is great, but at least to accelerate our bhakti, these 4 months are very, very accelerating if we take up anything that we try to do during this month. So we'll have challenges, meaning spiritual. I'm going to create some challenges, challenging things for devotees. So every month we'll have some activity, so you can focus on those things. Well, let's see the time here. Yeah, so we'll pause here. So this month, I'm going to request everyone to focus on reading, as we saw here, to establish the relationship, focus on reading Srila Prabhupada books. So there'll be a link be sent to all of you in a group, a Google Sheet, where every day you can say that I read one page of Prabhupada's book. It's focusing on Prabhupada's book. There are many, many books are there, but you can pick whatever book you want, your choice. It could be a small book, it could be a big book for 1 month. Just 1 month focus is going to be, challenge is going to be reading Prabhupada's books. Daily, how many ever pages you read? Hmm? Page, I read 2 pages today. You just go to the Google Sheet and enter 2. I read 3 on a Saturday and Sunday, you get extra time. I read 4 pages today, enter 4. So you're just going to enter again. Not everyone has the same bandwidth. So it is definitely not comparative thing for this whole thing. So everyone has different services and responsibilities and health issues and many, many things you have. So it is definitely not to compare. Look at this. Ramaganam Prabhu has read 1,000 pages in month, the first month. It's not to say that one, just to have a commitment from each one of you that you're going to read, and I am going to enter that today I read this many pages of Prabhupada's book. I want to be very specific here because there are so many books are there. We want to focus on Prabhupada's book. For the first month, it's going to be a reading challenge. So Shanta or Mataji or Amaladika Mataji will post the details of the link. So today it starts. You read a half a page also fine. You say 0.5. Don't say 1/2. Are to add it at the end. So say 0.5, something like pages. Right? So you read this one and we'll get started with this first challenge of the first month, that reading challenge, reading Srila Prabhupada's book. So to establish the Sambandha Jnana. And then what we do this month is we restrain ourselves by eating the leaves, green leaves. Okay. Um, uh, every month we fast from certain things. So this month we are fasting from the green leaves, which includes all the that palak, all those different green things that are there. As much as only 1 month, only 30 days. In the side, please do not message me and ask, how do I do tadka? How should I add that one? Can I add this one? Please keep your standards. And 1 month for Krishna to reduce our tongue taste. It's not, this is all, this whole 4 month is full of austerity, to practice our austerity, to strengthen our austerity. So try to do something which you have not done is what is going to impress Krishna. If you're already trying to do what you've been doing for all this 20 years, 10 years, 6 years of Krishna consciousness, what are we newly doing for this year? Right? So it's okay. This is not for us. Chaturmasya is only for sannyasis, not for the. There could be arguments here. Believe me or not. Many people ask this question. Only for sannyasis. This is for not traveling across the ocean. Stay in the Kshetra in one place. And during the rainy season, now it's the summer over here. It's very hot. Where does the Chaturmasya going to fit into this one? Rama stayed in one place for 4 months and went for don't challenge me with any questions. I'm not going to have any answer for these questions. But I know one thing, that this time is an auspicious time, whether you are outside of India or whether you are not in winter time. But this is just to put some restrictions in certain things that we are attached to, or we are our lifestyle been coming in one linear way. Now suddenly you're going to change the linear into a different way. So that exactly what are we going to do extra for Krishna, right? So these are some things. So try to do these things. It's nice for us. That's all I have to say. And once again, happy Chaturmasya, the first day of Chaturmasya, and the challenge is to read Srila Prabhupada's books, pages, a minimum as many pages as we could read. Okay, you will not be questioned, you will not be challenged in what you read and how you read and whether you read after Mangalarti in the afternoon in a mode of goodness or passion. None of those questions will be there. Simply read Prabhupada's book and enter into the link. Your name will be there. You have to go search for. However, I don't know the technical thing how they are going to present it. You put the date will be there, and then put this many pages. That's all. After the end of the month, we'll see how many pages you read. And that is not going to be compared. Definitely not compared. We'll just share this much. And I request everyone also not to compare. Some of may have a lot of time, some may not have time. So it's all understandable. Thank you all very much, and wish you once again, happy Chaturmasya. We'll meet again tomorrow, 5 a.m. Central Time. Next month challenge, we'll reveal that next month, not now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.